Good afternoon, everybody. It's just gone 2 o'clock. Warm welcome, 17th of March. Today, it's Atul Padalkar here, your co facilitator. Welcome to one more session for Grow Your Business. I'm just checking if you are able to hear me. And if so, maybe just show me a thumbs up if that's possible. I would appreciate that. Lungil, I can see you're on the screen. So if you want to just show a thumbs up, that would be great. Okay, thank you. Great, lovely. Fantastic. So just a very quick one. Thank you, Namfundo. Just a very quick one to get the session started today. I'm going to jump straight into the plan of action today and start probably with a thought for the day. And this is just to set the context. So most people think that wealth is about working harder. Is it true? No, it's not. It's about thinking differently. Because the poor chase money, the rich design systems that makes money chase them. Because in our society, effort is respected. But in reality, what money respects is leverage. And that's the reason why, one of the reasons how this program kind of helps us out. Because what we are trying to do is find opportunities which traditionally are not well known enough to people. And green hydrogen is a space which is so new that not enough people know about it. Whereas what most young people are doing today is chasing the same kind of jobs, which they call as the red ocean. But here is a blue ocean, which is a big, wide open field, which has so many opportunities that it's time for us to kind of start looking at these opportunities as well. So, colleagues, that was my opening thought. As more of our colleagues are joining, I thought I'll share it with everybody so that you can get a sense of where we are taking this program to. So that was my first few thoughts. I'll go very quickly in terms of what is our recap for recap. I'll start with what is today's session about. So firstly, it's a recap of last week's session, which I'll kind of do a fast forward if you'd like. You've already got the recordings of last week's session, so you can certainly go through those in any case. But what I would like to then do is request Dr. Dikshita Padalkar, my colleagues, to come and talk us through the green hydrogen value chain. And then I will come back to take you through some of the tools, which is Growth Wheel and Growth Plan, how to use these two, because this session is very much, and all these sessions going forward, all these sessions are very much a blend of technical, mainly green hydrogen related expertise, and business. So we are trying to combine the two in such a way that one half of the session is focused on green hydrogen, one half of the session is focused on growth and other business related tools. So that's basically how we are looking at taking these sessions forward. Right. So what we've done so far in terms of our journey is pretty much completed the formalities. And I want to thank you all for that. The applications have been submitted, gone off to Cheetah. There is a little bit of changes here and there, but that is something which the team is dealing with. So that's something which is going on. They are almost finalizing all the final list of participants, but that's not to exclude anybody else who is still very interested. We are still taking people on because we want to keep this wide and open. So welcome to those participants who have kind of joined us anew. So that's number one. And then last week we also had some draw and prizes, which we found very interesting, and we will continue that with this week as well. So one of the questionnaires that we have circulated is already in the group, in the WhatsApp group, and I would humbly request for you to complete it. One of the feedback that has been fairly consistent that's been coming back to us is that most people seem to be comfortable doing weekday sessions. So Monday to Friday between 8 to 4:30, people are generally comfortable. So at this stage, we will stick with our current plan, which is sticking with Tuesday afternoon, 2 o'clock. That's basically how we will progress with the rest of the sessions as well. So I hope that is okay. I'm just making sure that that's fine with everybody. So to move on, what I would like to do is recap our last week's session, where we saw that the four main objectives are: firstly, to develop a growth plan; Secondly, to develop a business model canvas. Thirdly, to prepare a market access plan. And finally, to prepare an investment pitch. And I'd like to elaborate this a little bit as we go further. But this is basically what this program is about. And it's to introduce you to new set of business tools as well as a broader understanding of the green hydrogen space. So let me quickly recap this by saying that the role of green hydrogen is to help us transition to a hydrogen economy from a carbon economy. And this is mainly because the carbon economy produces carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases, which are warming the earth. And as a result, it's causing weather change, weather pattern changes, and many different unintended consequences, mainly arising from industrialization. And if we have to go to what is called a net zero by 2050, 2050, we've got to start moving away from petroleum. And some of the global politics is very clearly an indication that the more we rely on oil, it's not a very good thing for humanity, because if we are able to move to green hydrogen, then some of the global developments that we are seeing now hopefully will not be there in place. So green hydrogen, by way of introduction, is hydrogen which is produced by splitting water and oxygen into renewable energy through electrolysis. And this does not produce any carbon emission because we split water and we combine it back into water. So that's a very simple process. So it's a water to water kind of a cycle. Very easy, very simple. And we are fortunate and very blessed to have the ongoing support from the chemical industry, SETA, which is a sectoral education training authority. We had the opportunity last week on the 3rd of March to present this at the Regional Skills Forum. So you will see us with the CEO and the team members from Cheetah, and we are grateful to the support that Cheetah has been able to extend to us on an ongoing basis for this program. We have unpacked further to this engagement and further to the engagement with the participants. This session in a little bit more of detail. It's slightly further more detailed compared to what I shared it with you the last time. But essentially what we've done is packed in a little bit more of business related skills and tried to balance the two. And as a result of that, to give you a bit more of detail on this, we've kind of refined the program outcomes, which you see here in red, which is we are not just only looking at a growth plan, but I would like to elaborate it by saying that we are looking at a technology integrated growth strategy for a green hydrogen startup. That's basically what we're looking for. And not just looking at a business model canvas, which is typically a very generic tool for any startup, but we are looking at designing a commercial business model for a green hydrogen venture. And hence the broader objective of this program is to help an enterprise establish itself into an absolutely fresh blue ocean space, which is the green hydrogen economic space. Continuing, instead of just looking at only a simple market access plan, we are looking at developing market access and also an offtake strategy, which means prepared consumers, customers willing to buy your green hydrogen. And then finally, instead of just merely doing an investment pitch, what we are looking at is preparing an investor-ready green hydrogen venture pitch deck. So a pitch deck is a very good tool. It's something which I think every startup should be able to be prepared with in terms of how they take and promote their businesses. It's the tool which I think most investors are kind of increasingly becoming familiar with. So we would like to help you develop your skills, and a lot of these skills will actually come through by practice as well. So that's a very quick, I can say, 10 minutes quick recap of what we've done so far. And what I would like to now do is jump a little bit more deeper into the space of the green hydrogen itself. So to do that, I'm going to invite Dr. Dikshita Padalkar, my colleague, and she's going to come and take us through the introduction to green hydrogen. So over to you, Doc. I'm just going to, for a moment, switch across.
Hello.
How are you?
Fine, thank you. I'm happy to be back and teaching you once again on this course. I would like to uh, start by explaining green hydrogen, but before that, let me just pause 1 sec and get the meeting view. Meeting view. How many of you are chemistry students here? You can mention in the chat box, and we can follow through. How many of you would like a detailed explanation on green hydrogen? What is green hydrogen? Because if you are not a chemistry student, you would like it. But if you are, then you might just think that I'm repeating something very basic. Can you all see the presentation?
No,
Hello?
we can't.
Yes. Okay.
No, we
Um,
can't.
you can't see the screen sharing. Just a Can I?
What you go to here?
Yes, it's the meeting.
Yeah, the meeting is here.
We can see now.
If,
Continue talking, we can see the screen. If you go to the
can you see the screen now?
Yes, we
Yes, we
can.
can.
Okay. Okay. Fine. So green hydrogen is a fuel that is produced through the electrolysis of water, and it separates those molecules of water into hydrogen and oxygen. Now, when the reason it's called green hydrogen is because the way in which the water is separated through the process of electrolysis, which is a chemical process, renewable energy is used in that. It could be wind, it could be solar, it could be any other non-fossil fuel. So hydrogen is separated from oxygen through the process of electrolysis, and the energy that is used in that production of hydrogen and oxygen is green energy. As a result of that, what you now have is hydrogen which can be used as a fuel and which does not emit carbons and pollute the environment. Now, this is important in global climate change strategies where you need to decarbonize our industrial sector. So we now shift from the chemical emphasis, the chemical foundation of green hydrogen to understanding its industrial significance. We can use it in steel production, aviation, long haul transport, or any other heavy industry where it becomes difficult to use normal renewable energy, but it becomes easier to use hydrogen as a fuel, which is produced through green methods, which is renewable energy methods. The target for annual production of hydrogen is 10 million tons by 2030 for the EU. South Africa has unique advantages to not just manufacture, but also export hydrogen to the EU market. The largest user, of course, of hydrogen is China. So we've got in South Africa solar, wind energy, and large tracts of land where hydrogen can be used to produce. Where renewable energy can be used to produce hydrogen as a fuel, especially in heavy industry. Now, what happens what are the reasons why we need this energy transition? Remember, if you're producing hydrogen, if you're using hydrogen as a fuel which is used through renewable energy, you are doing an energy transition. You are transitioning from using petrol, diesel to using hydrogen. So, what are the reasons why we need to do this transition? You need to do transition as an alternative for coal. We need to do this to ensure that there is proper use of coal, that coal is not polluting the communities. We use green hydrogen for job creation, for economic development as well, because when you are producing renewable energy, when you're using renewable energy to produce hydrogen, you're able to create some form of employment in a very deep rural areas of the Northern Cape. And there is a project for that, which is known as a renewable energy community development program, which allows community ownership of the renewable energy initiatives. So green hydrogen transition is required from an inclusivity and an equity perspective to ensure that communities are shift from coal dependence to a more sustainable model, and that communities are involved in the process right from the beginning. This can happen meeting.
Yeah, see here also the meeting is here.
South Africa's green energy landscape includes the current development state, pilot projects, and which consists of pilot projects and feasibility studies. It includes public-private partnerships, and it includes certain strategic projects that have been located. So from a development perspective, the South African government has got involved in certain pilot projects and feasibility studies from a long-term perspective. There are notable projects in Saldanha Bay in the Eastern Cape, as well as Baigobai in the Northern Cape, where direct technology in global hydrogen project is being used, and wind energy sources are also being used. The policy frameworks that are required include Hydrogen Society Roadmap and Green Hydrogen Commercialization Strategy. So South Africa has the renewable energy as well as the policy gaps. The other countries which are doing similar work, which means producing green hydrogen and for exports, are Chile and Australia. The major initiatives and international partnerships are in Northern Cape, as I mentioned. There's international investment coming in for funding of the technology transfer in the production of green hydrogen. And there's certain partnerships that are being created so that the energy transition can happen in a systematic way. In Gauteng as well, there's more application-oriented projects in hydrogen fuel cell systems, that is where you can have motor cars or transport vehicles with using hydrogen as a fuel, because that whole system has to be changed. There's public transport pilots, and there's backup power, that are the power banks. So in these areas, applications can be done of green hydrogen, and this is being experimented. Now what I'm coming to is something important, which is the opportunities in the green hydrogen value chain. Opportunities of the green hydrogen value chain is the industrial aspect of green hydrogen, and it spans across 6 segments that are shown in this diagram. So you have energy and feedstock, you have hydrogen production, you have hydrogen packing, then hydrogen transportation, then hydrogen unpacking and storage, and then the end use application. So understand these 6 segments. First, production of understanding the renewable energies that will be used. So that solar, wind, geothermal, biomass, coal, natural gas, and oil. So we can use any of these energy systems to produce green hydrogen. Of course, when it's used without natural gas and oil, it is clean energy, and coal, of course. So when you use biomass, geothermal, wind, and solar, it's carbon free, and the others are more fossil based and carbon emitting. So we have renewable energy in the form of solar, wind, thermal, and biomass, which can be used to produce energy. So that's one aspect of the value chain. Then you have hydrogen production, which is through electrolysis. Then you move to, in coal, you use gasification, and natural gas, you have steam reforming process. So there's different processes in which green hydrogen can be produced. Now, why we are mentioning this is that if you're looking at employment, if you're looking at small businesses, there's need for employment creation, and or there's scope for employment creation and enterprise development across all these aspects of the value chain. One needs to unpack it in a very scientific, systematic way at the government level, at the policy level, at the institutional levels, at research levels, and so on. And slowly we might be able to unpack a lot of these opportunities, and a lot of this will be available in the community space. In the in the community space, as well as in the public's domain, where you can read about this. Transportation is where you have different carriers for different fuels. So you have an ammonia carrier, methanol carrier, hydrogen carrier, tanker trucks, pipelines, different forms of transportation where a lot of job creation can be anticipated. Unpacking, you have different storage systems where you have to store after you've transported your fuel, maybe storing at the port, or maybe storing at the industrial sites, maybe because you remember we are also going, we can also become an important export player in this market, exporting into rest of Africa and beyond into Europe. So remember, this is a long-term path that is being created for just energy transition. And you have the end users, which is power generation, heating, mobility, transportation, industry, and so on. Along this value chain, you have production, storage, distribution, and end use. You will be able to find opportunities for you to develop yourself and your capabilities. So if South Africa fully implements the Hydrogen Society roadmap within a few years, at least 20,000 new jobs will be created in South Africa as part of the adoption of the hydrogen economy. Any questions so far? Because now we've done two aspects. We've explained the process of renewable energy creation, which is of renewable of green hydrogen fuel creation with the help of renewable energy. We've discussed the industrial value chain aspects of green hydrogen. And now we are trying to unpack the basic issues about creating a business for young entrepreneurs, and the basic business concepts that can be explored for creating new businesses. So we move to the concept development process, which is brainstorming to create a pool of potential product or service concepts, performing customer research to target your ideal customer. Then you create a prototype, then you estimate the market potential, then you devise a marketing strategy, and then you pitch for investment. So that's the process. It's a much, we've just listed the process here. This actual process can take a while to develop your business idea or generate a business concept and validate it. Because you remember, you've got to explore ideas, you've got to generate a concept, then you've got to validate that concept as well. So it can take about 3 to 6 months, the process, and it cannot be rushed through either. So brainstorming to create a pool of, and repeat the concept development process, which is listed very simply here, but actually could take 6 months to a year based on the evolution of your understanding of your business in the sector. Sorry, just a minute. Okay, I can continue. So it's brainstorming to create a pool of potential product or service concepts, performing the necessary customer research to target your ideal customer. Then you estimate your market potential. Then you develop the prototype. That's the order, sorry. Then you develop a market strategy, and then you pitch for investment. Well, the process is listed simply, but it is not such a, it takes a while to evolve your thinking around the business concept. Finally, this is the last slide before I hand over again to Atul to explain to you the use of growth wheel as a tool to develop your business. But so before I hand over on understanding the concept, the tool of growth wheel, I shall just explain in a one slide how you can, at the end of your business thinking process on your business concept, you should be able to frame your business concept through this, in this template. The problem we want to solve is dash dash dash, where you fill it in for so and so. So that is for who? For industry, for community, for transporters, for storage, for exporters, for importers. So you have to identify what problem you're solving, for whom, who are doing what. So what is their problem? So if you're solving it for importers who are doing this and who are having this challenge or whatever, so something about those people, then your product solution that provides, your product or solution is this, it provides the solution in this way. And unlike the other alternatives which are not able to provide this solution, so our product or service to solve the problem is going to be labeled in this way. So this is how you crystallize your thinking around your business concept in the field of green hydrogen as a energy alternative, which is being propagated at the government level, at the sectoral level, and as a necessary energy transition, as a necessity for sustainable development over the next 10 years. So this whole thing will be playing out over the next 10 years and more. And so one is not looking at really shortcuts or quick wins. One's looking at a very well thought out plan and concept in this space. And we are here incubating your thought processes in this space, in this program. We now move on to introduction to the growth path for your business. I hand over to Mr. Atul once again. Thank you for listening patiently. You can please post your queries or doubts in your chat boxes, and we shall attend to responding to your questions. I hope to see you again during the course of this program with more topics in business and enterprise development, but relating it to the field of green hydrogen energy applications. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dikshita. Once again, very good afternoon. And maybe because it's just gone, as we say, close to half time, I'm just going to take a short pause and request you to use the chat to say, are we so far so good? Or if you're fine so far, maybe just a quick thumbs up. If you have anything to add, then maybe your comments, if you can please come on with that. Yes, Namfundo, thank you for raising your hand. Please go ahead.
Hi, yesterday I saw a post of a job application at Transnet. They said they needed an oxygen hygiene assistant. So I just wanted to know if this course, do we also fall under this? the same category?
No, not really. Yeah, very good point. Nomfundo, so I'm not sure about the context of the job that Transnet has actually advertised. Maybe can you just tell us what is the context? Is it health related? Is it welding related? Or is it related to energy?
It's health related because when I read, they said they need somebody who gonna make sure that everything is followed in order. I didn't like spend more time reading the application, but they said they just needed somebody. Like for instance, before a machine is used, they need somebody who will make sure that the machine is prepared clean and stuff.
Okay, no, I think if it's health related, you see, gases like oxygen they have multiple applications in industry. Some of these could be related to welding, some of these could be related to, for example, green hydrogen, which is used with oxygen, uh, mainly through fuel cells, something which we will learn a little bit later. But by the sense of what I'm understanding in terms of your job description, it appears to be medical oxygen related, which is a very different application. So how does this relate to the course? Not very directly, but yes, we are all dealing with gases one way or the other. And you never know if they don't find the right candidate, what they're looking for. Maybe this expertise at some stage could also be extended further for you to develop that expertise. So, yeah. Does that help you, Nosipo?
Okay, thank you.
Sure, cool. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Nosipo, for the question. I'm just checking anyone else. Please unmute and just speak up. We're not a very big class today. Just raise your hand and go ahead. All right, fantastic. So no questions means we can move further. So I'll jump straight now into a little bit of business related points. And as Dikshita has mentioned, this is a combination of green hydrogen as well as business related kind of expertise. So I'm going to go specifically into some of the business related tools, and the one tool we will all learn to use a little bit more in detail is going to be Growth Wheel. So what is Growth Wheel? Let me give a quick context of what Growth Wheel is about and what is its framework about. So we know that in business it's about making money, but in business today there are so many different aspects that are involved when it comes to business. There is marketing, there's finance, there's people, there's concept, there's strategy, all these kinds of things. And every day in the life of an entrepreneur is never the same. Every day comes and brings up completely new dimensions, and that's what keeps an entrepreneur very busy. So the Growth Wheel framework is primarily meant to help an entrepreneur make take decisions and actions in the various specific areas of what Growth Wheel takes you through. In the next week session, we will go through this in detail. Today, I'm just giving you a very high level overview of Growth Wheel and what it is meant. It helps you make decisions and take actions in very specific different areas of your business. So it's a platform which is in the cloud, and what I would request for all of you to do is join Growth Wheel by using this QR code. So if you have a camera handy, and of course we will share this link separately also, you'll see this link at the bottom of the slide as well in the yellow line. If you can't, we will of course send this link also to you when the weekly email comes out. And what you will see in this is basically the link that will take you to Growth Wheel to log you into Growth Wheel by first starting to make an application. So you'll make an application to join Growth Wheel. It's a free platform. There's no cost. I'm a Growth Wheel accredited facilitator. I worked actually at Growth Wheel for a few months, and as an accredited facilitator, I'm here to assist you on how to use Growth Wheel to make better decisions and take actions in your business. It's a lifetime account. So if you get this account, you keep it for the rest of your life. So that's what's nice about Growth Wheel. Let me tell you now, how does this Growth Wheel tool work in terms of actually packaging and presenting your new green hydrogen business. So what we are going to develop together is basically a growth plan. And a growth plan consists of three main tools. The first one is your ambition for the business. So if your ambition is to become a growth wheel, a green hydrogen entrepreneur, then what you would define is your ambition as a green hydrogen entrepreneur. And that could be either in turnover, it could be in becoming a technology leader or becoming the first in South Africa. And luckily, because you're the first, the floor is all yours in many ways. There are a few players, no doubt, but we are one of the early players in this kind of space. So that is first step, which is to define our goal and ambition. The nice thing about this framework is once you apply it to green hydrogen, you could practically apply it to almost any other business. So if you have another business, for example, you're into, let's say, detergents, you could easily apply it into that business. So it's a very versatile tool. It's like once you learn accounting, you can learn accounting and apply it to almost any industry because it's all the same numbers. It's the same thing with growth wheel. That's our first step. The second step is the 360 degrees assessment. So we know we often do a SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threat. But in the 20 different areas of growth wheel, what we are doing on the 360 degrees assessment is finding out where are we strong, where are we weak, and where do we need to improve. So what 360 degrees assessment, and I'm just giving you this as a high level overview. What 360 degrees assessment actually does is it gives us an idea of which specific areas of business do we need to improve further. Let us say you're already a finance person. Very often I have seen finance people are very good at numbers, but not so well spoken, not great marketeers. And I often see exactly the reverse. Great marketeers have a big problem with their accounting and bookkeeping. Left brain, the other is the right brain. So what 360 degrees assessment helps us is to identify our weak areas, and it allows us to focus on those improvement areas, or you can always go seek the help or support of either a co-founder or a professional in that space to assist you. I'll be very honest, I'm a marketer by training, and finance is definitely not my strength. But I overcome that by having good people around me who are able to manage the bookkeeping and finances for me, who are able to manage the compliance for me. And probably the same might apply for you as well. So if you know what your weakness is, you cover your weakness by finding the right people and putting them into your business. The last portion of the growth plan is a 30, 60, 90-day action plan. And this is very important simply because what distinguishes an entrepreneur from almost all other kinds of people is that entrepreneurs have a bias for action. And this means they have a sense of urgency, but merely having the sense of urgency without a framework to follow it is of not much use. So what the 30, 60, 90-day action plan does is it helps you to prioritize what is urgent and needs to be done now, what is important and needs to be done, but is not burning at this stage. And so it allows you to prioritize those kinds of activities as such. So the 30, 60, 90-day action plan, 360 degrees assessment, and setting up of the goals and ambition help you put together a growth plan. And this is basically what we see as a common framework. And this is what, as we progress in this program, we will be presenting it to all the investors and other stakeholders in this venture. So there's another version of this, which is the 360 degrees business canvas. I'm not going to go too much into the details of it. Let's begin first by just doing the basics of the growth plan. So these tools are mainly here for helping you to actually see how to conceptualize your business better. We will either consider the 360 degrees business canvas or we will do the lean canvas, one of the two, depending on after. We'll take the decision after we finish with how the growth plan goes and how long. So there's a helicopter on top, so excuse the sound for that. So that's basically a high-level overview, and I think get started with this is to join Growth Wheel by using the QR code which I had brought up earlier. I'm going to bring it up just now and hold it there for a bit of time. So this is an opportunity for you to join Growth Wheel or open your Growth Wheel account by using this QR code. So that's where we are. We'll, of course, as I said, share this with you a little bit later as well. I would now like to jump into something which is always of interest to everybody, and these are related to the benefits of participation of this program. So let me go ahead by saying that we have explained this in the beginning, but if you're seeing this recording, then understand that what we had done last week was we actually did a lucky draw for submission of documents. And what we had done, if you see here on the right hand side, was basically the list of all the participants. We put all the list of participants together and we put them together into kind of a roulette wheel, and it's an automatic tool which my colleague Nishil works on. And what he's doing as we speak is he's basically found out who are the people who are currently on this program at the moment, who is currently participating. I see we've got 13 participants on board. A couple of the people are BizFarm phones itself, because we use 2 or 3 devices parallel, because just in case if any one device goes off or there's a problem with, let's say, the internet, then the other devices take over. So that's why we have a double or sometimes even a triple backup. But if you're one of the registered participants, you will qualify. If you're one of the BizFarm participants who's not registered on the program, unfortunately, that won't work for you. So that's a lucky draw. We will have one similar lucky draw today as well. We'll talk a bit about that. The second thing is the 55,000 rands of Zoho credits. So you get a link for that, and you basically get 55,000 rands of Zoho credit. Some of this is for accessing tools like Zoho One. And Zoho is a pack of about 55 plus different tools for accounting, bookkeeping, CRM, business management, even doing events and so forth. So you get credits for that. You get credits also for hosting of internet packages. And this is activated. All that you need is not having a paid account of Zoho before this. So this is the one benefit. In the 4th session, you will get the link for this and you will become basically a part of the Zoho family. And once you've got started with it, to continue with it or not as a subscription, it depends upon you. But the 55,000 rands is good enough for nearly about 1 year of subscription. And I've used it myself before, so I can tell you that some of these Zoho tools can be really very useful for you in business. The next is opportunities. And as we speak, the NCIC challenge is open. There's a 1 million rand prize. And this is something that was kicked off on the 5th of February. This is run by Technology Innovation Agency. If you are in Johannesburg, if you are in Gauteng, what is happening on Wednesday and Thursday is the National Innovation Week, and some of these are activities where you can participate. So what I would like to request you is that if you're interested in participating in the NCIC challenge, we can actually form a team of all the people in the Green Hydrogen group and put together a call for entries. And this is an opportunity which is quite open and available for all of us. Please connect with the rest of the team or use the WhatsApp group to say if you are interested in being part of this team. Then to move on, I would like to share that we've put out a survey on the green hydrogen. This is mainly for all of you as participants. We've got a few responses which have helped us to shape how we deliver this program in a better way. So if you haven't yet done so, please participate in the Green Hydrogen Participation Survey. It's mainly to help us get an idea of what are your requirements, what are the preferred times for the session, and those kinds of smaller details. So this survey is also to help you voice what your preferences are. And the main thing that we would like and request for you to do is have your ongoing support. I'm just going to share something which may be which is currently being worked upon and which is currently at a concept kind of a stage. And this is basically a rewards kind of a system. And I will appreciate after we kind of finish today's session that what we are doing is for all the different activities that we do in this program, there will be a point reward system. That means if you deliver and if you develop and deliver, let's say the business model canvas or the market access plan, you get a certain number of points. For attending the classes, you get a certain number of points. And for different activities, there are points which are allocated. And this will help us to actually create winners from the participation and incentives for all of us to do the best we can. So this is what we are currently working on. If we get some feedback on that, we will try and finalize it. It's currently sitting with the team. I'm just giving you a very quick heads up so you kind of get an idea of what's going on. So one of the things which we found is that people like prizes, and we all like prizes. Well, I certainly do. And in order to do that, what we have on today's session right now, and I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to invite my colleague Nashil to take over the screen. And what Nashil is going to do is share with us who has been on the call. Nashil, the screen is open, and you're welcome to take over the screen. I can see your screen, and okay, wonderful. So what Nashil has done in this time is he's actually put together all the participants of this program for the call, on the call today. You will see that your names are listed up here on this wheel. And Nashil, when I say go, what you're going to do is basically press the buzzer, and he's basically updated. I just want to make sure before we actually run this to find if everybody is who's on this call, is your name here or not? And you need to be a registered participant of this program for your name to be there. So if it is not, please unmute yourself, say your name, and then Nashil will make sure that you are on this kind of a lotto, if I may call it so. So everybody's on. Great, wonderful. So without Nashil, please press the button and let's see who the winner for today is. Yes, sorry. Nashid, don't press it yet. Sorry. Who am I speaking with? And can you just say who you are?
Shlingi Bias.
Shlingi Biase, are you there? We are not counting this one. Shlingi, I remember, is one of our registered participants. We won't take this one. Nishil, are you able to please add Shlingi into this as well? It's HLengiwe. It's H, not S. Okay, sorry, Shlengiwe. I think it's the phonetics which has come in, but okay, that's you basically, even if that's the case. But thanks, Nashil. Apologies, Shlengiwe, your name's been misspelled, but okay, I think in the interest of time, we will probably just go ahead. So is everybody on this list now? I'm just making sure. Or else, as they say, or else hold your peace. All right, wonderful. So we've got everybody. Nashil, please click and let's see who the winner for today is. Going. All right, it's Mr. or Miss Mungwe. So we have a winner, and it's Mungwe, and you win 200 rands of Uber Eats voucher. That's basically the price for today. I'm going to ask my colleague Specisly to come in and probably give you a very quick explanation of what the prize is and how to use it. So, Specisly, if you're on the call, please come in and just give us a quick one.
Hi guys. Okay, well, here is the prize. So what you basically do is that you take this pin, you put it on the app, go to the payment section in the Uber app, and then you tap add payment method, and then you select gift card, and then you enter the voucher code. But I'll send it separately to the winner on how to redeem.
All right, wonderful. Thank you, Specisly, for that update. So yeah, we are trying to add some fun and games into what otherwise could probably be a little bit more serious of a topic. So I hope that helps. We've just got the last 10 minutes, and what I would like to do is a very quick Q&A, and of course feedback, if any. So I think we will just open up our microphones, and if you'd like to talk about anything and any areas which you want us to now focus on, more than happy to do that. Feel free to unmute, feel free to put up your hand. We can have a very quick chat. I know there are a couple of new participants and maybe a good opportunity for you to come on board and introduce. I remember Thandeka had indicated that she wanted to join. I see her name here. Thandeka, would you like to? Okay, I have Asanda Zulu. Asanda, please go ahead. Your hand is up.
Hi everyone. Mr. Atu, I just tried to use the QR code for GrowthFuel account. It says the QR code has been deactivated. Please look into it.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Asanda. Nomfundo, I see your hand is up. Please unmute and go ahead.
I just wanted to know if after we're done with the program, are we gonna graduate?
Yes, you will have an in-person graduation. In fact, we will also have an in-person session. You will be given certificates. We will invite industry people as well as the officials from the chemical industry, CETA. When we did the induction, we had shared some of the pictures of all of that. Happy to share them again in case you haven't gone through that. But yes, it will be absolutely an in-person graduation, and we want to make a little bit of a song and dance and noise around it. So you will actually get to see, in fact, even before the graduation, around session 5 or 6, we will all get to meet each other in person as far as possible. And if you can't for some reason, what will happen is you will still join us online, especially if you're not based in KZN, then you can certainly still join online and still be able to, get that vibe of who we are, all of that. Nomfundo, are you covered?
Yes, thank you so much. That's good news to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. So you like, in fact, by the way, Nomfundo, just in case, even if you need to use office space or get access to Wi-Fi, you're more than welcome if you're in Durban to pop into our offices and yeah, either attend the classes in person and so forth. I have a hand up from Thandeka. Please go ahead.
Afternoon. Thanks for joining the meeting. I've had the meeting. I was in the meeting. Thanks for joining the group.
Fantastic. Welcome, Thandeka. I would also like to indicate that, while the classes have formally started and you joined us a little bit late, you will have most of the benefits of participation, including certification. However, you are not part of the 20 people who still not finalized because we are waiting for confirmation that everybody's documentation is right. But certainly when we have the next program, and you're welcome to continue with this program to learn because we are here to share. When the next formal program opens, you will obviously get intimation and you can join that and be a part of that top 20 sponsored participants list. But we are encouraging all others to join and participate as well. The idea is to share and create more green hydrogen entrepreneurs. So just to let you know that you're more than welcome to join us. Okay. I don't see any more hands, but just in case if you have any questions, we are all on the same WhatsApp group. Welcome to share your questions, comments, suggestions, and most importantly, if you would be interested in participating on the NCIC challenge, please let us know. We are looking at putting together a team together right now. Okay, the deadline, remember, is 1st of April. Nomfundo, is this your new hand?
Yes, I just wanted to find out, since we're doing this program, are we gonna get like any assignments to do or tests to write?
Yes, very good point. So what we have requested for everybody to do is do the online green hydrogen program, which is on the CETA website. There will be a quiz. There will be a test following that, which is like a small quiz. And, we will go ahead with the point system. So you'll get bonus points for that, and then prizes for people who have the highest number of bonus points, more number beyond a certain threshold, and all of that. So yes, there are quizzes, there are assignments, all of that is there, because doing this is what is actually going to help you strengthen your business skills as well as your understanding of green hydrogen. So both together. And this is one of those few programs where technical and business skills are required to be coming together to make it a success. So yes, Nomfundo, I hope that helps you. I hope you're not scared of assignments, are you?
No, I'm not. I just wanted to find. No, no, I'm
Okay.
not.
That's great. You're a brave lady, and yeah, assignments are always good. They challenge yourself. They keep pushing you and make you learn more. So it's always great. Awesome. Thank you, Nomfundo. Colleagues, I'm just starting to wrap up. I will stay online for a bit of time, but if you need to knock off, that's fine. It's 3 o'clock, just nearly there. But yeah, feel free to continue to engage with us. Some of our colleagues will probably call you if, for example, if you haven't completed the survey, they'll contact you. And Mungwe will be contacted also by the team with the code for getting the Uber Eats voucher. So enjoy yourself, Mr. Mungwe. Have a nice time. And yeah, I think just by participation in the program itself, you get to win prizes. And we are not so big a group, so your chances are pretty good. So why not, isn't it? All right. Great. Have a fantastic week ahead, guys. I will see you next week. Just to let you know, 2 o'clock. There's also a couple of events happening tomorrow, next week on the 24th. There is Jason Goldberg doing the Scale Up event that's happening at FNB. If you're interested, I'll send you the link. But it's for slightly larger enterprises. But look, if you qualify from your other businesses, why not? So we'll share those links and details on the chat group as well. Wonderful. Thanks, everybody. Cheers. Bye for now.